I think it's a well-known story that way back in 1926, Bishop Arthur and the Alliance of the Christian churches came together and decided that it was about time that African boys were able to attend high school.
1946, the men had seen some ray of light, and so they decided that they could let in a few girls. From 1946, they lived in a teacher's quarter, and then in 1948, 28th February, and all great things, including myself, were born in February. The Alliance Girls High School was born.
Suffice to say that through the years, both schools, the girls and the boys' schools, all the way to today, the faces that I see here this evening have produced excellent citizens of this country, people who have contributed in every sphere of society. The danger is that funding for schools has come under tremendous pressure, and therefore schools like Alliance High School and Alliance Girls High School need the support of their alumni if they're to retain the great traditions that see you here seated today, having gone through the lives we've gone through. Now, the Alliance High School Endowment Fund was conceived several years ago, and we set up an endowment trust fund, a target of 6 billion shillings by the year 2025. Because if we want to maintain the alliance that will exist in 2030, that will produce boys, that will produce girls who will compete with their peers in the 2030s and 40s, you will need a school that will have facilities that the times will demand. Tonight's event, other than the networking, catching up, rekindling memories of floating and sinking, the proceeds from this evening will be shared equally, the net proceeds that is, equally between the two endowment funds. And we hope to have many more events like this in the future, where collaboratively we will build that fund, those two funds, for those two schools.
Very good evening to you all, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. Let me just take this early opportunity to congratulate the organizers. I'm sure somebody will come and do that, but this is an absolutely fantastic event. It has been very interesting to meet old friends and to refresh our acquaintances, but it's also been a little awkward to meet some of the ladies we used to date who are now grandmothers.
For me, when I think of Alliance, I think of this place where I was grounded on some values, on a culture, on, a very strong sense of social justice. And I think that has propelled my career.
When I got my results, CP results, so I got home, and I was, when my dad came home, he was very excited, and he had a letter from Alliance. And, I had never heard of Alliance. My sister and my brothers were a bit concerned because they thought Alliance was a very difficult place to go to. But I can tell you for a fact, I do not regret having had my father choose Alliance for me, because Alliance has made me what I am today, and I really bless him for having made that choice on my behalf.
When we got into school, the house I was in was called New House. And then after that, Mrs. Waithaka came to rename it Joan Waithaka House. And I'm the little girl who gave her flowers. Now, my first experience was in Alliance was coming in Form 1. Now, all of you have come in as number one wherever you came from, feeling absolutely clever. And you're all number one and feeling very full of yourselves. What you don't realize is everyone else was number one. So the shock and horror of your first report and bang into reality of, oh my God, everyone's clever here, was something I've never forgotten.
remember somebody mentioned the tightest, a great tradition. What you don't remember, perhaps, are some of the trick questions that were put in there, right? Like, so how many green blackboards are there in the school, right? And you'll see people answering 12, right?
I remember I was in the ladies upstairs, the washrooms, and I met some ladies. She's there actually. I said, you girls are old girls, aren't you? They said, yes. So we started talking. And then they said, which class were you? I said, you don't want to know. And then she said, no, seriously, what class were you? So I said, class 75. And then she says, do you know I was not even born that time?
When I was in Alliance, I attended many functions. I floated in all of them. And today I was hoping not to float, and unfortunately my wife couldn't make it, so I floated one more time. So I hope, Catherine, you'll organize an event next year, and I may do better.
When I went to meet the principal, because in the primary school I was in, we had discussions, we had dialogues with the principal. I'm telling you, we dialogued about the schools that we wanted to attend. And so she said, well, looking at your academic track record and the person that you are, I think that Alliance Girls High School is a school you should go to. So I said, Mrs. Montet, I understand what you're saying, but my mother, she hates Alliance. And she said, then I think we should call her. And we should find out why she doesn't like Alliance. Maybe I can convince her that it is a good school. And she picked up the phone and she called my mom. My mom said, what? You mean to tell me you think Dorothy can qualify to go to Alliance? Put her name on the list. And here I am tonight, a proud alumni member of Alliance Girls High School.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? I was not in Alliance. I went to a school where education was a co-curricular activity. True story. Because we are nice people, we don't just pass a basket around. Nuh-uh. We're throwing in a holiday. We have 3 holidays. We have 3 to Dubai. I know some of you have been to Dubai, but mulienda huko kununua spares. So there's a side of Dubai you've seen. It's not the one we are telling you about today. And the bid starts at how much? 100,000 shillings. 102,000. 152, 152, 152, 152. 230,000 going once. 230,000 going twice. 230,000 gone.